We are very close to the release of Samsung's S23 series. Samsung will present their new top models on the 1st of February 2023, and that's all that we're looking forward to right now. It's looking more and more obvious that the S23 phones will be released with the newest Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 all around the world, rather than forcing fans in certain areas to endure the underperforming Exynos. One critical update I've heard is that the 8 Gen 2 chip under the hood is going to be overclocked. Now, if you're a PC gamer, you already know what that means, but if you don't, it's basically the ability to run the processor at a higher speed than intended. Of course, you can't overclock any CPU, it has to be designed specifically in a way that allows you to do this, which means it's looking like Qualcomm has collaborated with Samsung to modify their latest chip. The official figures of Qualcomm say that the Prime CPU can go up to 3.19 GHz, while the benchmark listings for the Galaxy S23 phones show that same CPU clocked at 3.36 GHz. We just hope that the overclocked chip won't affect the battery life, because flagships often struggle with this, especially if they have a 2K screen with 120Hz refresh rate, so we'll just have to keep an eye out for that. Besides this, the camera setup is amazing. Not so much the design, but that's just my opinion. I liked the camera bump the S22 and the Plus had, and the removal of that on all S23 phones is an interesting choice. A 200 megapixel wide-angle camera, accompanied by a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera, and the two classic 10 megapixel telephoto zoom cameras are what we have for the Ultra version. It will most likely utilize pixel binning to keep the resolution and file size from reaching insane levels, but pretty sure Samsung will also give you the option to take high-resolution 200 megapixel photos. The base and Plus versions lose out on one of the two optical zoom lenses, which is to be expected, and also the new 200 megapixel sensor, and instead have a 50 megapixel one. In all honesty, this change in numbers won't make a difference for the majority of users, as megapixels are far from what make a great photo, especially if you view most of your images on your smartphone. The displays are impressive as well, with a 6.8-inch Quad HD Plus resolution for the Ultra, a 6.6-inch Full HD Plus resolution for the Plus, and a 6.1-inch Full HD Plus resolution for the base model. They all go up to 120Hz refresh rate, but the Ultra can go all the way down to 1 Hz to conserve battery when a high refresh rate is not needed. There's also a rumor that the S23 Ultra's display will be a shade brighter than the iPhone 14 Pro's display, and that this was done intentionally. For those of you that don't know, Samsung is responsible for providing the OLED displays that go into Apple's latest flagships, so something might be going on there. When it comes to the battery, the S23 is set to have a 3900 mAh battery on board, which is 200 larger than the S22. The S23 Plus will come packed with a 4700 mAh battery, which is also 200 more than the S22 Plus. The Ultra version will not experience a change with a 5000 mAh battery, but this is pretty much the industry standard for the most expensive versions of flagships, so that's most likely the reason it remains unchanged. Thanks for catching up with us in the last updates for the Samsung Galaxy S23 series. If you learned something, it would be great if you clicked on those like and subscribe buttons so that you don't miss our newest videos. See you guys in the next video.